Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over and showing you how to install the Titan Chain Snow Alloy tire chains here on our 2021 Jeep Cherokee with tire size 225/65/17. So these tire chains here have square links. Now what these square links do is they do an excellent job of really biting into that snow and ice to give us the best traction possible. They also have sort of a diamond shape, or rather a diamond pattern. Now the diamond pattern is really going to be compared to the ladder style, which are just those horizontal sections of chains going over the tire. Now what the diamond style do better is they provide more constant traction, more constant coverage, if you will. Therefore, they don't have that bumpy ride feeling you would with the ladder style. So there's going to be no lapses in coverage, and they're going to be a little bit of a smoother ride. So on the outside perimeter of our chain, you're going to see these yellow links. We also have some green links here, along with some red ones there at the bottom. Now these do a couple different things. Number one, they help us identify the chain. When we first get it out of the bag, we're untangling it. We can sort of see the different sections better and where they go. Now in addition to this, it's also a coating that's on there. And what that coating does is, not only is it going to protect the wheel if it does come in contact, it's also going to be much easier when you're working with these out in the cold there. It doesn't quite bite as much like it does with these chains here that are uncoated. So I'd have to say that these are probably one of my favorite tire chains on the market, and for a number of different reasons, but the biggest one is going to be ease of installation. These things are super easy to put on. We really only have a couple connections. There's one at the top on the back of the tire, that's the first one we make. There's another one up here, and there's one down here which go through a couple different mechanisms. So overall, these things are very easy to install. Definitely something you can get on the side of the road in a hurry. I would, however, recommend that you install these once sort of in your driveway and not in a dire situation where you actually need them, just so you can familiarize yourself with them. That way, when the time does come, you can get them on a little bit easier. So as always, we can't recommend anything that contradicts the owner's manual, and the owner's manual does recommend installing them on the front tires only, so that's where we have ours located. These tire chains are Class S rated, and basically what that means is they provide the best clearance possible there in regards to the width of the chain, because a big thing with tire chains on most newer vehicles is there's not a ton of space between the inside of the tire and the frame, the brake lines, whatever there is there. It really doesn't really allow for a large chain. Therefore, you need something that's a relatively small diameter to fit through there so you don't have any issues. And this Class S rating here is going to ensure that we don't have a very large, thick diameter chain that could potentially cause issues with the vehicle. So overall, it's just going to give us the best chance possible of avoiding any interference issues with components on the vehicle, such as the brake lines. So with our tire chains here, for starters, we're going to get two change, one for each of the front tire. We're also going to get this nice carrying case. This carrying case is going to be an excellent option to keep your tire chains in when we're storing them inside the vehicle, since chances are we're not going to be using these things every day. We're also going to get some links if we ever break any, so we can repair them easily. And we get a couple plastic bags so we can throw the wet chains in there so they're not soaking the inside of our vehicle. So now that we've gone over some of the features and benefits, let's go ahead and throw these on together so we can show you how easy they are to put on. So the first step of our installation, we want to get our chain out of the bag, sort of untangle everything and lay it out in front of us. Now we do need to make sure that we have the chain in the correct position. Really the only thing we're watching out for is on the outer link of the chain here, you're going to have these hooks here. So you can kind of see those hooks there. So we need to make sure that the open end of the hook is facing down, like so. But aside from that, it really doesn't matter which way you have it facing. Just make sure everything is untangled and the hooks are facing the ground. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to notice in the center of the chain here, we have this little section here that sort of separates the two links. So this is kind of going to be the center point of the chain that's going to line up with the center of our wheel. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to slide the tire chains behind the tire, just like so, sort of lining up that center point there that we just mentioned. Just like that. And now I'll reach on the other side. Grab the other end of the chain here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the two cabled ends, we're going to bring them around the back of the tire, up at the top, and make our first connection. Just like that. Now we're going to push this cable back towards the back, and then we're going to start draping the chains here over the center of the tire as best as we can, just like so. So this is going to bring us to our next connection here, which is going to be with the yellow links and this green little keeper, just like that. And once we get this connection made, we're gonna sort of adjust the chains a little bit further. We want these sections here to be sort of in the center of the tire. So just sort of move it around as best we can to get those to line up. And once we've got that done, we're gonna take this cable here at the bottom. We're gonna route this over the tire like so, through this metal keeper. So I'm gonna just slide it through there, just like that. And then we're gonna pull this tight as we can. And ideally, we wanna go through at least one, possibly two of these red keepers, but I can already tell how tight this chain is now. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. Just to show you here, ideally we'd wanna go through there and then connect it to the side over here, but our chain isn't long enough for that, so what we're gonna have to do is, we're not gonna be actually able to go through either of these hooks. We're simply gonna pull it tight, and then we're gonna attach it at the top here, just directly adjacent to where that keeper is. But that's pretty much it. Our chains are installed. We'd wanna go ahead and pull forward there, let the chains readjust, and then we may be able to get through this red loop here, just make any other minor adjustments we should have with the chains to ensure they're nice tight on the tire. And that's gonna do it today for our look and installation of the Titan Chain snow tire chains here on our 2021 Jeep Cherokee.